We're going to turn things over to Terry Evans of the Walker Valley Lady Mustangs and the Mustangs. Our basketball preview show here, our preview spotlight. This segment is presented by Life Care Centers of America. Terry Evans.
Thank you very much, Steve. Coach Drew Linus of Walker Valley, and let's get Will Campbell over here on this side, and we'll start with Drew Linus and the Lady Mustangs. First of all, tell us about your expectations for 2022-23 season.
Well, first off, Terry, thanks for having us. We always love getting on here and talking about our girls, and we'll talk about us guys. But we got high expectations for our girls this year. We've got, last year after we had one senior, and Marissa graduated, and after she got hurt in December, unfortunately, and when that happened, we started 5 sophomores, and so all those girls are back, and so we have 3 seniors, 6 juniors, 3 sophomores that play some varsity, and 1 freshman that are all on our varsity. We have 22 total girls in the program, which is a lot. High expectations for the year. We're looking forward to trying to prove some people wrong. We didn't have a hot start last night, but we're looking forward to resetting and getting things rolling in the right direction today at practice and into tomorrow and the rest of our season. It's a long season.
As you said, a young team, but practically all of them got a lot of experience last year, so they're not walking into this year totally not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, correct. Last year we made a lot of excuses about how they were young, and they were, and they're still young, but they're not young from an experience standpoint now, and they know that, and we're holding them to a higher standard with that. The great thing is that they know that a lot's expected of them. We're going to be tougher on them. They know that that's their group now. Right. I mean, when you look in that locker room last night, it was different because we had 1 new girl in our locker room last night, and it was a freshman who wasn't on our team last year, and so that was good to see because it wasn't like a weird, everybody nervous or anything like that. Now we may have played a little nervous, but we're excited to see how things kind of unfold with that group. And, those sophomores that played a lot last year's freshmen, they're going to play more minutes for us now. And so it's going to be fun to see how it all unfolds, as the season rolls along.
Coach Linus, tell us about some of the key personnel you're depending on this year.
Yeah, our 3 seniors are Bree Lonis, Emily Warden, and Jenna Gibson. Bree's been with us all 4 years. Emily transferred in her sophomore year from Alabama, and Jenna is the soccer star that she is. She joined our team last year. The 6 juniors that we have Madison Bischoff, who started for us last year. Chloe Poe started for us last year. Alyssa Earls, she started since her freshman year. Ashlyn Pierce started for us last year. Kaylee Littrell played a lot of minutes for us last year off the bench. And then we have transfer Jalea Lindsay, who's a great pickup for us. She'll be eligible in January.
What position will she be playing for you?
She's a guard. The great thing is all our girls are about the same height. We don't have a lot of height, but they all can kind of fit in well. They can all shoot it. We didn't show that last night, but they can all shoot it decently well. The 3 sophomores that'll play some. Malia Woods will play a lot of minutes for us. She's a guard. Soraya Cox and Bella Sutherland. Both of them are kind of spark plugs off the bench. And then the freshman that's going to contribute some minutes for us is Lila Sims, another guard. So you can go through our lineup, and there's a lot of guards and a few post players, and we're going to run and gun and see how it goes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Coach Drew Linus of the Lady Mustangs. Drew, thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Will Campbell.
Yes, sir.
And you guys went to the sub-state last year, and you lost some very good people from that team. So tell us about this year's Mustangs.
Yeah, I saw where Brandon Miller had 19-8 for Alabama last night in that win. So that was a fun game. I know I'm not answering your question right now, Terry, but that was a fun game playing him. They got him projected number 3 in the NBA draft next year. So.
He looked at last year when we went over to Middle Tennessee for the sub-state game, and he was as good as advertised.
Yeah, he was something else for sure. When he was looking down in the rim on that windmill, I knew we had a long night ahead of us that night. No, but to talk about this team, yeah, that was last year. Obviously, that was a great run. We had a lot of fun with that, and some, a lot of these guys that are on this year's team were part of that run. Hobart Brabson and Tavon Barber, Cash Coates all played really big minutes for us. Hobart and Cash started, and then, you had Tavon coming off the bench. So I mean, we had like those guys with a lot of experience. So we graduated 7 guys, so I guess there's a lot of question marks about what we're going to have, but we have a lot of guys coming back too that have some experience and some big time minutes. And when you go on a run like we went on last year, you get to play in some pretty big games as far as those district tournament games, and even in the region tournament like that McMinn game in the region tournament. I mean, those were battles, man. So you learn a lot about yourself and how to finish games and what it takes to win games. So, I'm excited to see how these guys kind of, it's always your seniors. It's like their team now, and I'm excited to see them take some leadership and some ownership of that and see what that kind of looks like this year. They've been doing a really good job in practice as far as that goes, just kind of stepping up and being leaders. It's always cool to see kids kind of transition, get more vocal. It becomes their team. Even if, Hobie was our leading scorer last year, but it still wasn't really his team. You had all those seniors, and so it's been a cool little transition to see that with these guys. And we still got some work to do. We played, last night and had a good game, but we got some work to do. I'm never real happy when win or loss. I can always find something to work on. That's my job.
You remind me of some of the bosses I've had over the
years.
Yeah,
right. Impossible to please.
But no, coaches are supposed to be that way.
Right.
And if you get satisfied, then maybe you start going backwards in this profession. So you got to always find, hey, we need to do this better.
Maybe. Yeah. And that's the goal. But yeah, like I said, Hobie, Tavon are going to have big years for us. Brett Campbell, I guess middle, so I don't really have a middle with 4, but we'll call him the middle. He's a senior this year too, and he got some good minutes for us last night, and hopefully he's going to have a good season. And got Rodney Broadnax transferred, and he's just been, he's been kind of getting used to the way we do things, and we've been getting used to him, but he's transitioned really well, and it's kind of fitting in really nice with the guys, and he brings just a good dimension, around the rim, and just some athleticism, ability to run the floor that just kind of adds. We typically have some guys that can shoot it a little bit, and so it helps to have
every year
him on the inside there. So, and we're looking forward to it. And then we got a good group of guys. We're pretty deep this year. I think we'll be able to probably go 9 deep, and so that's going to help us down the stretch, especially trying to stay out of foul trouble and that sort of thing. So, we're excited. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a fun year. And
well, you guys through the years have always been a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to broadcast the games, and entertaining. That's the word I always use with your teams, entertaining. And so looking forward to more entertainment this year.
Entertaining is a good word. I think it gives me, all this gray hair I got is probably from some of that entertainment, but sometimes I wish we were a little less entertaining maybe, but it's fun, man. I enjoy it. We have a good time, and I'm just excited to get things going. So.
You and Drew are always excited, and you always provide a good product, and you're always trying to teach kids to be better today than yesterday, on and off the court, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that we're big about, I think, and I know we are, especially just we're coaching basketball. I get that, and we're trying to win games, but my thing is I want these guys to get out of high school and, be successful dads and businessmen and citizens and that sort of thing. And we talk a lot about that. We spend a lot of time just having heart-to-heart conversations with our guys just about things other than basketball. And that's important. We had 4 or 5 guys from last year's team were at the game last night. They came, and they come in the locker room. I'm giving them hugs, asking them what's going on. They're filling me in, and that kind of stuff to me makes my job what it is. I mean, wins and losses. I mean, that's going to who cares about that really at the end of the day? So, and that was a lot of fun last night to see those guys too.
I know, Drew, you have the same philosophy. It's not only what you do on the court, but also after you leave Walker Valley, you want to be proud of those young ladies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Will said that about those guys coming back. Marissa Patel was at the game last night and sent us a text, and it's always good to see them as you never want them to leave.
Right.
Like you get attached to them and then they leave. They move on to college or whatever they're doing. But it's always good to check in on them and see them because you want to make a positive impact on their life. They're not going to remember what the score of the games were or how many points they scored, but they're going to remember how we treated them. And,
Absolutely.
And we want that impact to be positive and something that they remember for the good. And so that's part of it.
That is a big part of it.